Hello, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Happy Full Moon Monday. So, you guys remember, if you have any crystals and you want to charge them with intention, whatever you would like, you can put them in your windowsill, outside. This is one of my favorite times to just get a notebook, one crisp piece of paper, and write down a few things that I'm just ready to release and also to allow into my life. One of the things I'm always challenged by is feeling like I'm racing time. I don't know if you guys have that as well, but I have such a fun to-do list in my mind that sometimes I'll see myself like watching myself almost doing something that I absolutely love, like making a piece of jewelry, and I'll see myself going faster and faster. And in the process of creating, instead of like touching each stone and getting like exciting the texture and the color and all of that, I'll see it more as a task than as this wonderful gift that I'm allowed to participate in. So I slow down because I'm just used to multitasking. So I stop and ask myself, what would you rather be doing? And if you would rather be doing something else, why aren't you? And then when I can answer honestly, there isn't anything I'd rather be doing, I slow down and I focus and I really participate wholeheartedly in whatever I'm applying myself to. So that's one of my hopes for the full moon too, to stop this multitasking and rushing around and just slow my roll. So a message that came through this morning real clear was about making decisions, right? You are truly the only one in charge of your destiny. Unfair things may happen. Unfortunate times may come to us, but we always get to choose how we respond. We can live in frustration and bitterness, or we can just be a bigger person and play the hell out of the cards we are dealt. The truth is that not a single person can choose the cards they receive, but everybody chooses how they play them, right? I woke up the other day and I was really excited about this concept and this occurring. Woke up, oh my gosh, I was like so sore from working out and like just my everything was, I was letting my thought process overwhelm me that I thought I had to do A, B, and C. So I was noticing as I was thinking these negative and like full throttle thoughts that the pain that I was feeling was exasperated. Immediately I recognized what I was doing, old patterns, thinking I had to race through life and accomplish. Took a deep breath, calmed down, and I was like, dude, it's Saturday. You can do whatever you want. Breathe. And I've been really busy, but I love being busy. So I said, thank goodness for all this work. I'm really excited about it. So I breathed and I was like, what is something you're really looking forward today? And I was really looking forward to going through some old decks I hadn't looked at in a while and experiencing the artwork. So right away I started to feel better because I was giving myself something positive to look forward to instead of going that old route of like over... It's almost like we overcomplicate our day by starting with this list of things we have to do today, tomorrow, yesterday. It's all about slowing down. And I really love moon magic because that does help me, because I start to go in a dreamy kind of fun, take your time state, really analyze what doesn't even need to be allowed into my frequency anymore, right? And that's what's going to come to you. So really decide. First step time. We don't need to see the entire path. Just take the first step. We can take the first step without fear and doubt. Take it with hope and trust. Too often we think we need to have it all figured out and planned before we can even start. But the truth is, the best journeys aren't planned from start to finish. They take really unexpected twists. The turns lead us where we need to go, right? I am in a new state of mind that when I get lost, I used to get so frustrated and mad. And then I'm like, oh, I'm obviously, if I'm lost, I don't know this area of town or the state, and I get to investigate. And, I feel like then I'm on a journey instead of getting frustrated, right? So when we find ourselves at the foot of a path, don't worry about everything ahead. Just take the first little steps. I feel like this is an ideal time to sort some things out in a really wistful, calm manner. So happy full moon to you guys. And here are our choices. We have the sun, we have Venus, and we have the moon. I love these. These are the beautiful Barbary zodiac cards, and I love the artwork. I find it so amazing. So we're going to hear some messages that are coming for spirit for you, and I'm going to use the Shaman's Oracle deck to begin with, because I love this. I love the artwork in it, and I just feel like it's just a lovely beautiful. Oh, look at this. Hunter of Gifts. I'm using a book to stop the thing from sliding down because I wanted it upright. So I'll just tell you what came out first. First, we have the beautiful Hunter of Gifts right here. Now, right away with this, I feel like when we're looking for things that are going to benefit us, we're going to find it, right? So we're hunting for these gifts. We're expecting them. We're expecting to find that treasure, meet that special person, conquer any kind of project at work, whatever it is. We are the person that can provide those gifts for ourselves. We're all in, right? We want to do this. It doesn't matter what exactly we choose to do with our beautiful lives, but whatever it is, let's go all in. Hope you give it everything you've got every single day. Chase those dreams. And with as much passion and boldness as you possibly can. The gifts arrive when we're looking for them, and we can sustain that energy and know that, you know, there's viable solutions when stuff gets a little hairy. Oftentimes we charge forward. We should take a step back and just evaluate and go, okay, I'm going to pour my entire heart into any projects that are meaningful, any beautiful friends that need attention, all of this. And really, while you're doing this, really nourish yourself. You got to take care of yourself. And just once in a while, realize how desperately you need it, right? A little bit every day. Taking care of yourself doesn't have to mean fancy baths or face masks. It doesn't have to mean traveling to foreign lands. Just nourish your mind, body, and spirit in ways that work for you. Pauses, right? I'm loving the spirit of love. That's part of it. When we love ourselves, we then are filling our table in which to feed others from. There is an amazing world out there, and when we want to tap in and have a fun impact on things, we have to have love, because you never really know the true impact you have on those around you. You never know how much somebody needed that smile you gave them, how much your kindness turned someone's entire life around. You never know how much someone needed that hug or that talk. Share that love. The spirit of love is always around for us. Also, the Hunter of Mysteries. This has to do with me, funnily enough, of us not really having any limits, right? The only way we even know our limits is to test them. Oftentimes we don't. We stay in a comfort zone. So Spirit is really saying, you know, push yourself as close as you possibly can to what you think you're capable of, right? Because more often than not, you'll find you can fly right past whatever those boundaries are that you think exist for yourself. Run farther, connect deeper, learn faster than you ever thought possible. Here's a weird example. When I first joined this equestrian school, I remember I had only I'd taken like a couple classes, and they had an event coming up, and I was like, Jane's like, you should enter that, Melanie. You have a natural affinity with horses, and you've ridden before. And everybody else was like, oh my gosh, we've been here for, years, and we've never placed, and you're not going to be able. And all these people, they were my age, and they weren't the nicest kids. They were like 13, 14, and they're really entitled and a-holes. And, it's kind of a snobby sport at times. And they were like really obnoxious, and everybody had really fine gear, like great leather boots and all this stuff. And I just joined, so I didn't have all my stuff. And, I didn't want my dad spending thousands of dollars. So I think I actually went to like this cool secondhand equestrian place, and I got all my gear and stuff. And I just went and I placed twice. I won 2 blue ribbons for jumping and flat. And I remember thinking, initially, I've been around horses since forever. I'm not afraid of them. I know what I'm doing. Just because I haven't been like in an arena and doing this sort of thing, who gives a crap? Let's do this. And because I believe myself and I didn't listen to all these naysayers, or actually people that were in competition with me, I felt fine. I didn't know I had limits, because nobody that I trust and loved told me that I couldn't do it. It was all people that were in competition. And I kind of knew, and I never looked back with that. We can disconnect every now and then, disconnect from everything that doesn't light a fire in your soul. You know what it is. Naysayers, people, that there's a lot of mysteries out there that we're tapping into more and more. And we're going to reacquaint ourselves with all of this, the towering trees, the soft grass, mirrored lakes, things that help us go into that finite, beautiful energy and figure out some of the mysteries that are out there, right? Usually those epiphanies happen by some beautiful, natural, gorgeousness. I love to just sit by a tree and think and wonder, why is this like this? And how did that get like that? And how is that so awesome? Space does that for me, right? Full moons do. Like I just stand right now with this full moon. It was dark when I went to the bus stop and I was just staring at it and thought it was one of the most beautiful things. Let's really get excited about the mysteries of life. It helps us be more expansive. And then when we have this, we slow down and we can connect. We have a deeper knowing. It's really wonderful. And so that is your messages, you guys. My mind is going so quick. I don't know why. I'm like, dude, slow down. Like, it's only 6 in the morning or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm already in the best mood and looking forward to the day. And I'm really happy because it wasn't always like this. I'm trying to get the autofocus to focus. I used to wake up and just be like out the door and without any real thought or meditation or calming. So it's nice to have that. Okay, so next we're on to Venus. I'm just going to have a pause and have my coffee. I'm getting a little nervous because starting yesterday, I had a tickle in my throat. My throat sometimes feels like tight and itchy. And I'm like, oh, don't do that. And it's so funny with what this ridiculous virus that's going around. Everybody panics and loses their mind. It's like we're allowed to have hay fever. We're allowed to have other things. And I've never been fearful or a fearmonger and or hypochondriacal. It's like whatever comes, and I'm rarely ever off center health-wise anyway. But every once in a while, because my voice is so important, so I can speak to you guys and do my reads and all of that, then I'm like, please don't let my voice go away. Okay, so now we're on to Venus and some love. So I love this. This is spirit of family to begin with. The companion. And the shaman of courage. Beautiful. So let's begin with the spirit of family. I love this. So, this is about us being connected and feeling like we're together and blooming within our family, despite any weeds that are going around, just being beautiful and strong anyway. Taking all the light when the sun is shining, know the rain is necessary. When it's not shining, know that everything you need is going to bloom right inside of you. You have the capability, but it's because of the heart of our family, right? All of that. When it really comes down to deciding to follow our heart over our fears, right? To love those that are around us. The heart is always going to speak to our feelings deep within us and provide us with that connection to our family and our community. And this is talking about the beautiful collective, like having sympathy, empathy, and love for everybody around us. Even that person that cuts you off in traffic, that family member that's impatient because they want to use the shower next, whatever it is, we just take a breath and we relax. What's the big friggin' hurry? Calm down. Like when I'll say that out loud to myself and my cats or whatever, it's like, we are not placed here on the earth to race around from checklist to checklist, to-do list to do list. This is all about just connecting with spirit of love and family and our heart and changing things that don't work, where we feel like we're going too fast or we are placing blame on others or ourselves for not being good enough. Anything that has to do with the ego, we're releasing that. We're moving in. Now, the companion, I really love this. I feel like a lot of you guys have recently been assigned some new spiritual guides and some beautiful angels. What's happening is everybody is moving to a more heightened, enlightened sort of sector of existence. Anybody who chooses to know the bigger picture or want to connect into that light has really ready access to it, really readable signs everywhere. You're not going to play small anymore. You're not going to have to shrink yourself down. Everybody, it's time to be wild and free and get out there. It's like, do all the things you dream of doing and you're going to have support in it. Travel everywhere you dream of going. Taste all the foods you want to taste. You never know, seriously, of all the magic and dreams within your heart until you start and trust yourself. Oceans, moons, let yourself shine. Get out there, be around all this majestic nature. I feel like you're going to be inspired. You're really tapping into this gorgeous understanding of the companion that we always do have somebody by our side. I remember years ago when I went to this great Reiki healer that cracked me up, and she was this funniest, sunniest person. I just adored her. And she's like, oh, you have 2 women around you. And she's like, they look like fun characters. That was my mom and my aunt. And she's like, they really help you because you have zero negative energy around you. And she's like, and that's quite rare because she's like, usually things attach, and, there's like these threads, and she's like, but they're severed constantly. Like, you're not attached to anything negative. And I thought part of that is I am always crazy, like laughing when I'm by myself and thinking of humorous things, but there are thoughts that are being channeled from my mother and aunt and other fun, loving, goofy entities. And it's like one of those things where I always feel like I have a companion, and you'll start to feel that when you tap into that energy, that someone is existing around you, helping you, guiding you, making you laugh, making your life easier, making you feel like things are lighter and brighter, and also letting you be wild and free. You're writing your story right now. You're ready to soar. You aren't born to be ordinary. You're so beautiful, so interesting, and wonderfully unique. You have dreams inside you no one else ever thought of, and the world needs it. Do not pretend to be anyone other than who you are. You're ready to get out there and soar and exist with this companion helping you and reminding you you have magic within you. Go and participate in that realm of fun because it's your time. I really love this shaman of courage because you are going to start to really get out there and understand, you've got this, you're out there, you have this kind of knowing, you don't have to know what is right around that bin, but try it one step at a time, right? The first step in your journey might be a little bit scary, but it's full of so much possibility and wonder. What can happen? Faith is, when we have faith and we have focus and all of that, everything in front of us seems promising as opposed to fearful, right? Why wouldn't we say yes to that dinner date? Why wouldn't we say yes to that raise? Why wouldn't we say yes to that audition? Why wouldn't we say yes to all the possibility that's out there? Our eyes are open. We're tapping into courage. I'll do this quite often. If a situation arises, I'll think of like my favorite movie where the hero or heroine was like fantastic. Like, I love Braveheart. I love Mel Gibson. And I always thought, if there was massive oppression and something was going on, how would I behave? And I know intrinsically I would not be subdued and go along if I knew something was going on. I don't know if I'd be paint my face blue going out and going nutso on everybody, but after a while I would. But that's the thing. It's about leading your best, most strongest life. Adversity pops up all over, but it's how we deal with it, right? We have anybody that gets in our face. I always remind myself right away at any job I've ever had, that person thinks they're in competition with you. If they didn't think you were special, they wouldn't care enough to try to get in your way, face, or whatever they do. And also, when people do that, they are not worth your time of day because it's insecurity that leads people to become hostile or in your face like that, right? Insecurity, bullying, all of that. They feel inadequate. So instead of getting angry at them or engaging in that activity, we see it for what it is, someone who's afraid. So we treat that with love and kindness, and we just smile and we go about our way. We do not play into it. We don't waste words or anything. We just smile, that knowing smile, like, yeah, you need space to grow and become more aware. And then I'll get back to you, right? Just breathe. Because I feel like a few of you guys do have some people at work that you could do without. And you're like, yeah, I'm good. Just remember that people that misbehave in that sort of, and have that demeanor, they're fearful. So we should have empathy and love for them. I love this. I just feel like you're into this cycle where you're going to have great change and you're going to have this forward moving focus. Like, let's do this. Don't think about, the peak. Don't worry about what's coming later. Just focus on the little steps at a time. And these wonderful breakthroughs are going to be everywhere for you, Group 2. So beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below. If you need a private read or anything, I don't even know how I segued into Sun, into Venus, because I don't recall ending that. So I apologize if I didn't. I was looking out the window at the moon. I'm like, bye, I'm losing reality. So anyway, you guys, all my links are down below. And thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Now we're on to moon energy. I love this because I feel like this is beautiful, wonderful, fluid immersion in our emotions and how we're really feeling and what we need to address and what we need to let go. do we want to pursue something new, and why? This is always what I ask myself too, like, why do I want to do something? And once we ask ourselves that, we understand our motive towards that, and then things make a lot more sense, right? Especially if it's a material item. I'm like, why do I want this car? Or why do I want this coat? Or why do I want this? How many do I already have? Is it necessary? Blah, 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 blah. All of that, asking ourselves the big questions. Hunter of abundance, that's part of it. When we feel the abundance that's around us, we realize how little we actually need, right? In terms of more food in our refrigerator. Are we taking things out of our freezer and using it? How many pairs of shoes or sneakers do we already have? We're feeling that richness and abundance, and we're not trying to just compile things. We're trying to be selective and discerning in what we're making purchases in, because we're having a new understanding right now of like monetary flow and investments, and not just being frivolous, because we want longer term safety nets when it comes to a lot of things. That's why we're eating better, we're exercising, starting to save money, pay off debt, all of that. The things, the ebb and flow of finances, we're not in things for immediate gratification. That's why when we feel abundant, when we have things to store, right? The shaman, oh, I love this. The shaman of the stars. This is us really wondering and tapping into the mysteries of the world in our life and the possibilities and everything, and realizing the limitlessness of everything, right? When you look into space, that's one time where you definitely feel the limitlessness and the magic that's out there. So when you're planning, have that beautiful, huge scope of possibility. Don't limit. We make our lives very small at times when it's not necessary, right? When we're thinking about our future, our jobs or whatever, it's amazing how many people are like, well, I've only worked in the barista or food industry, so I have to stay in there. If you're a gifted writer, or you can dance, or you like acting, you can do whatever you want. Just because you've only done something before doesn't mean that's the only choice you have. We all have amazing innate gifts that are untapped. However, you didn't know how to work in the food industry and as a barista before you started doing it, right? Same thing, you haven't been a playwright until you started writing a play. All of those things, realize your endless possibilities, because I feel like a lot of you guys have a beautiful book inside of you. Lyrics, you have some amazing skill sets, and once you tap into them, you're going to do amazing. I mean, take me for example. I mean, even though I've always loved tarot making jewelry, I've always worked for other people that allotted me so little time to do the things that I was good at, that I had no chance to get better, expand, or make it be my business, until I said, why am I trying to live somebody else's dream out while leaving 1/100th of an inch for my time to do the things that I love? Once that dawned on me, I was like, yes, exactly, right? Right away, that's the call. And what happens is the universe will nudge us into such a discomfort when we're not where we're supposed to be. Like, that boss will be the biggest a-hole that ever lived. That partner will be the biggest, most stubborn a-hole, selfish wiener in the world. We will get so uncomfortable where we are, and that's the universe's way of guiding us away from things that don't serve us anymore. Sometimes we just get comfortable, and then fear kicks in. Oh, what will I do without them? We get so used to having that specific job or partner or whatever. Even if it's totally on the verge of abuse or whatever, it's familiar, so we're patterned to stay with things that just basically haven't clonked us over the head. But this is a new day is dawning with this understanding that we deserve happy, shiny people. We deserve bright, great days and interactions with people and in our job. And if we're not getting that, we need to go elsewhere. And this is really the universe nudging time, with the stars saying, no, we want to navigate you in a different direction that's healing and growing and substantial. And I love this. So with the spirit of wisdom, that's going to come to you, this understanding that we outgrow things, right? We got to have courage. We have, resilience in what we're doing, because we never know when we are minutes away from a breakthrough. We never know when we're one project away from that promotion, 1 hour away from studying and passing that exam. Let's really move in that direction, because we understand when we slow down and we observe things, that is not a great fit. That looks like it'd be something better, and we move towards that, knowing that our time will come too. It's always just a breath away. And, we're meant We're meant to let go of things that don't serve us. We're meant to be brave. We're meant to get out there and do what we want. Believe again and not settle when it comes to your dreams. Have this wild, fiery passion for what you love and step into that because it is your time. Group 3, I feel like you're right on the precipice of something that's so magnificent. I feel like you've been dreaming and wishing and hoping for something, and it's right there. Keep that beautiful drive and love and focus on that. All right. Focus, intention. I've got this. Have gratitude like it's already here. Live in that moment. Picture every little thing about it, whether it's being with your soulmate, sitting in your own gorgeous corner office, you're the boss, having this magnificent garden that you're planning and working on every day and you love to till the soil and be around it. Go and adopt that pet you've been thinking. This is you taking furtive action towards anything that comes into your mind that you know is worthy and substantial in your life that you want to add to it. And you're just doing it. You're not debating it with people and letting people talk you out of it. You're not letting your ego or anything else talk you out of it. You're just doing it. And you have this beautiful sense of purpose and self and very just, making wise, smart decisions and evaluating things quickly and succinctly and then making changes where they're necessary. So I love that. Yeah, you're just out there. You're going to hit this fiery passion button and you're just going and you're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to stand your ground when it's important. Despite everything you've been through, you're going to look for reasons to get up and smile every day. It's your time. You're ready. You have focus and light all around you, and I love that energy for you, Group 3. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read, my Etsy store, the New Goddess Provisions box, off the hook. I love it so much. It's a beautiful dream box, and it's got everything. So I need to go get some water, so I am going to sign off and go upload for you guys.